Sorry. Okay, magandang hapon po. Napilitan tayo, hindi naman napilitan. We decided to go live today. Pag-usapan natin po ang tourism natin dito sa Pilipinas. Na-highlight ang ating tourism department dahil sa controversy with its former secretary, by now former secretary, Juan de Teo. But it also gives us an opportunity dahil bago ang ating department secretary na pag-usapan ng turismo dito sa Pilipinas kasi merong mga pagkukulang talaga in the course of several years sa pagmamanage at saka pagsiset ng vision ng ating tourism. So far, as we have discussed in Karambola, one of the better department secretaries for the DOT has been former DOT Secretary Dick Gordon. Bakit? Aware siya kasi dun sa mga needs ng sector. Having managed Subic for the longest time, alam niya po ang ibig sabihin ng ang pagmamanage ng visitors at saka yung pagmamarket ng isang lugar. And while his experience may have been limited to a smaller area, na-translate niya ito into a more national vision nung siya ay DOT Secretary. I'm not saying that it was perfect, yung stint niya as DOT Secretary. There are some things that I feel could have been improved. Nevertheless, yung kanyang attitude towards the tourism sector was far more enlightened than dun sa ibang mga tourism secretaries. So, hindi po may na-appoint na John Abituela says ako daw ang pumalit. Hindi po pwede. Una-una, meron na po tayong bagong DOT Secretary in the person of former DA Undersecretary Bernapuyat Romuloso. Bernadette Puyat Romuloso. So, meron na pong na-appoint ng Pangulo natin. So, bakit natin pinag-uusapan ng turismo? Because this is a multi-million-dollar industry. Actually, this could potentially sabi ni Jennifer yung kay Polong. Sige, mamaya. But very underutilized yung ating tourism industry kasi ang daming kakulangan. Ang daming kailangan gawin, ang daming hindi nagagawa. Kasi nga, hindi naaangkop or hindi nagkakaroon ng vision for the unique attributes that the Philippines has to offer. Halimbawa, marami tayong natural sites. For the longest time, minarket natin ang Banawe Rice Terraces, even if the World Heritage Council through the UNESCO declared the rice terraces of the Philippine Cordilleras. So, ang namamarket lang yung Ifugao, yung Banawe portion, pero hindi po masyadong napapansin yung other portions kasi 4 po ang inscribed sites dyan. Admittedly po, sa Banawe was one of the most spectacular portions of the rice terraces kasi parang bowl-like yung iba, talagang very but if you had seen them at the time that they were in full use, ito yung problema. Hindi na po in full use ang rice terraces natin, including sa Banawe, because inadvertently dahil sa turismo na natin siya, na what do you call this? Nasisira natin siya. Paano natin nasisira yan? Well, nalagyan po ng hotel yung mismong rice terraces, and that is the Banawe Hotel. While it remains to be the only multi-star accommodation in Banawe, it still was put in the wrong place kasi nilagay siya mismo sa terraces. So, yung mga ganun klase pong practices, hindi po natin ina-encourage kasi it's the kind of tourism that destroys the tourism product. Diba? So, kung ganun at ganun ang gagawin natin, then we have only so many unenlightened leaders dun sa ating tourism sector, then wala pong mangyayari sa atin. Now, it is good to have, for instance, businessmen. Kasi dun sa ibang mga LGUs, sa mga localities natin, kadalasan po, nilalagyan natin either businessmen who run tourism businesses or, some political appointee na hindi necessarily merong experience dun sa tourism sector. Actually, acceptable na lagyan natin dun sa leadership positions ng tourism ay people from the culture sector. The business sector is good also. But there are balancing of interests here. Kapag nagpo-market tayo ng isang lugar, we have to make sure na yung lugar na yon ay makakonserve so that it remains for the enjoyment of everybody in the years to come. As long as you conserve your site, then you can make sure that you can keep marketing it for a long, long time. Diba? So, ang nangyayari instead is that we get so focused on selling, get so focused on making so much money na then sisira natin yung site. So, ang classic case in point dito is Boracay. But Boracay is only the latest example. One of the earlier examples was Pasay City. Pasay was actually a beach resort. It was one of the better beach resorts so that rich people would actually go to Pasay to enjoy the bay. But what happened? We polluted Manila Bay. We overbuilt in Pasay so that there's no place anymore of that resort now. But you will only know about the history of Pasay because behind the very high walls dun sa city na yon, makikita ninyo na yung mga lumang bahay from the 1920s, 30s, and all the way up to the 1950s, magaganda yung mga bahay, malalaki, and they're reflective of a certain aesthetic of their period. And it become heritage houses. Kaya lang hindi po sila nakikita. So that's another thing. In Pasay, there's so much potential because of the heritage houses, but we don't get to see them. Dahil hindi natin sila nakikita, they are not marketable for tourism, and they're not even appreciable for education of our heritage. So, that is what we need to address. Kailangan lang po, baguhin na natin ang mindset natin. We're not about yung mga natural sites. Now, the rice terraces are both natural and cultural sites. Pero kung napapansin niyo, hindi na po masyadong nakukonserve ang rice terraces for two reasons. One is, we inadvertently, through tourism, destroy part of the site. We put a hotel exactly where the rice terraces are. Paano ka magkakaroon ng rice terraces kung mismong hotel nagsisira dun sa mismong site na gusto mong puntahan ng mga tao? Number two, what about yung mga roads? They wanted to build roads para madali makaabot dun sa rice terraces. No problem, except some of the roads cut off the irrigation lines of the rice terraces. Bakit? Ang rice terraces po, diba, they're built into the sides of the mountain. Sa taas ng mountain po, yung watershed areas. Dun sa watershed areas na yun, maraming puno. So, nagpo-produce ng water continuously, also because the clouds are low-lying. Nagpo-produce ng water yan continuously, kaya yung irrigation po ng rice terraces natin are continuous, year-round. So, yung tubig niyan, dumadaloy pababa. What happens now when you put roads on the mountainside? Wala nang dadaluyan yung tubig, bumabaha yung road, nasisira, so self-defeating siya. Kumbaga, hindi masyadong naplano yung road system into the Cordilleras. Some of them were put there for convenience, but the convenience also destroyed some of the mountainsides. I know this because when I was Commissioner of the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, Commissioner for Cultural Heritage, one of the things that I did was to provide funding to two barangays in Ifugao to rebuild the heritage sites. Many of them, gusto talaga nilang buhayin yung rice terraces, but one, yung diaspora, maalis yung mga anak nila, ayaw nilang magtrabaho sa bukid, at saka the other is that it has become more difficult. One, because in some areas nga, naputol yung irrigation. In the other areas, hindi interested yung mga tao na ituloy yung kanilang tradisyon at yung kanilang heritage. In other areas naman, nilagyan natin ng mga structures na hindi na po naaangkop dun sa rice terraces. At the same time, gusto naman natin magka-development dun sa probinsya ng Ifugao at saka dun sa 3 other provinces kung saan may rice terraces. So we don't want to not build roads. But what we want to do is kung maglalagay tayo ng development doon sa isang lugar, kailangan po ay planado ito at hindi tayo nakakasira. Ganun din po dun sa ating mga natural sites. Gusto nyo ng isang Boracay, pero ayaw nyo naman maglagay ng maayos na sewerage system. In that case, masisira lang po ang ating process. Mahina po ba yung sound? Okay. Tignan nyo nga kung okay na yung sound. So, ulitin ko. Ang whole point ng talk na ito is that tourism is good because it helps us. It brings in money. It helps create a better appreciation of our sites, whether they are natural or they are heritage. Pero, ang nangyayari po is that we end up, because we overmarket the place, because there's too much business sense instead of conservation sense, we end up destroying the tourism areas. Okay? So, what do we do? Diba? First, you have to plan. Ang isang bayan, Una, kailangan mag-inventaryo sila. Ano po ba ang mga pwedeng puntahan ng turista doon sa kanilang lugar? Meron silang lumang simbahan. Merong isang street na puro lumang bahay. Yung mga ganyan. Meron silang kakaibang pagkain. Meron silang kakaibang serbisyo. Yung mga things like this. Kailangan i-inventaryo ng local government kung ano po ang bibigay, ma-offer po nila sa ating mga lumalakbay at nadadaan sa kanilang, nagagawi sa kanilang lugar. Pagkatapos, gagawa ng plano. Maghihikayat kayo ng mga turista, pero kung hindi kayo handa, wala silang titirahan. Kung marami silang dadating, makakakope ba yung sanitation requirements, yung requirements nila, dadami yung demands para sa tubig, sa pagkain, etc. Kakayanin ba ng town? Kung hindi kakayanin, kailangan meron tayong i-offer. So, these things are what we call the auxiliary or support infrastructure for the tourism industry. And, hindi lang enough yung infrastructure, it also has, sabi ni Mark Mirandilla, it also has to be sustainable. So, tama po yan. Titingnan nyo po kung enough ba po yung darating na turista, darating na manlalakbay dun sa inyong lugar para masustain yung pinaplano ninyong negosyo pertaining to the tourism industry. So, may iniintay kasi ako, kaya tingin ako. So, yung mga ganyan, ang ano natin kasi dito sa tourism is that we're not very good with long-term planning at saka parating limited to political periods yung ating mga pagplano. Halimbawa, yung mga plano ni Dick Gordon noon sa DOT, nung nagbago na po ang Tourism Secretary, nagbago din yung mga plano. So, hindi po naging sustainable. But there are some things that have to be sustained. Halimbawa, yung identification ng primary marketing targets natin noon, Boracay, Cebu, Palawan, yun dati yun lang ang minamarket ng DOT. So, nag-carry over po yun. So, yung things like that. The politics has to give way to better long-term planning and better financing, continuous financing dun sa ating mga tourism industries. At saka sa tourism plans natin. At saka hindi dapat flexible. Halimbawa, ang St. Paul Subterranean River System sa Palawan, ni-recommend po ng UNESCO na ang carrying capacity niya per day, 600 lang ang dapat pumupunta sa site per day. Ano pong ginawa ng local government? Binago po nila yung carrying capacity and turned it into 1,600 tourists per day. So, ano nangyayari? Na dumudumi yung tubig. Yung mga animals, nagbabago yung behavior, like yung iba umaalis dun sa lugar. Dati merong parang Komodo dragons. Ano ba tawag doon? Yung kinakain na parang malaking lizard. Ayun. Tapos, ngayon, dati hindi bumababa yung mga monkeys. Ngayon, bumababa na sila at nagdanakaw na sila sa turista. So, nagbabago na po yung wildlife natin dahil doon. So, we should not make carrying capacity a flexible thing. Kailangan hi, good afternoon, Sir Benji. Kailangan, pag nag-set tayo, and UNESCO was the one that recommended the carrying capacity of the site of the underground river to 600. So, the local government should not think that this is optional. Kailangan, yon bayawak, tama. Kailangan, iset at 600 at gawing inflexible yon. Bakit? Buti na yung conservative at mas konti yung pinapupunta natin mga tao para mag-survive ang site natin kasi magbalagay ka ng marami ka nga ang pera sa ngayon pero wala ka namang site bukas. Diba? So, yun po ang the short-term nature of trying to make money out of tourism sites ang nakakasira po sa ating mga tourism sites. So, tingnan ko lang yung mga comments. Sabi ni Ralph, dapat yung commercial establishment sa area ilayo sa actual tourist spot para hindi na-apektuhan yung natural structure ng site. Yes, very good. Totoo po yun. So, yung mga iba, hindi ko po nabasa. Kung pwede nyo pong ulitin yung mga tanong ninyo. Sabi ni Zara, sabi sa news mukhang good choice yung bagong, according to ilang, ano po ba ang palagay niyo sa kanya? Do you think she's a good choice? Hindi ko po alam ang experience ni Secretary Berna, Puyat Romulo. So, what I'm thinking is that we really should give her a chance. Let's see what she has to offer. Obviously, the President saw something in her. So, ako, hindi ko alam kasi yung background niya, but I do know her. I've met her before. So, tingin ko, let's give her a chance. Wala pa akong nakikitang masama tungkol sa kanya. sabi ni Grace Redudusa, sana pag sa tourism areas, ang gobyerno na rin nagpapatayo ng mga facilities, ganyan. Hindi po pwede kasi hindi po sustainable pag gobyerno. At saka I've had a bad experience with that. Nakikita natin na yung mga government-run facilities are usually lowest bidder, lowest ano, so hindi siya gumaganda. The private sector is usually better at the tourism industry, particularly in those that make money that are commercial in nature. So ako, I suggest that we leave that to the private sector. Sabi ni Ying, gawing 600 and increase the fees to cope with loss. Oh, ideally, yun nga po ang ginagawa. But, obviously, that's not what happened. So, yun lang po. What I really just wanted to do was remind everybody na tourism is two ways. You want to make money out of a site. You have an interest in making sure that the site is protected. And not only that everybody shares in the benefits. Kunwari, meron kang Boracay, pero ang kumikita hindi naman yung locals. Tignan nyo yung nangyari dun sa mga katutubo na Echepuera sila. And they are now limited from owning the entire island or most of the entire island, they are now limited to less than 3 hectares at ang na-occupy po nila ay only 300 square meters. So, hindi po maganda na pinapapasok ang mga supposedly may pera, so yung mga locals hindi nakapag-participate dun sa sa ganansya ng ating tourism industry. So, yun lang po. I just wanted to talk about that. Sa amin yung mga fruit bats, sabi ni Annie, nangalawa na, in fact, dun sa South Cotabato, may mga bats, lalaki, possibly the longest wingspan dun sa bansa, and they are a tourism attraction. So, yun nga lang po. So, i-recap po natin. Tourism brings in dollars, but it also heightens the awareness of both natural and cultural sites. But what it creates also is an obligation to protect it. Ang protection po is several-fold. Natural, and dun sa planning, and dun sa carrying capacity. Maintaining it, making sure that when you put any infrastructure there, the infrastructure does not destroy your site. Roads, for example, must be carefully planned and studied so that they don't destroy a site, like what happened with some of the rice terraces. They killed entire mountainsides so that we now have to create irrigation for other portions of the, we have to pass the water through someplace else, which is not good. Hindi ganun kahalaga nga. Kung iisipin mo, hindi ganun kahalaga ang roads. We can bring in tourists either through another entrance or by air or some other way. It is not necessary also to make it too easy for tourists to get to a site. Kasi, pag masyado namang madali, hindi rin po natin napapahalagahan. Pag binigyan mo ng konting hirap ang mga tao, then, yun po, mas pinahahalagahan. Sabi ni Sir Benji, may legal personality ba si Lenny Robredo magpa-security briefing? Sir Benj, we talked about it kanina sa Karambola. Actually, no. I disagree that SND Lorenzana should be briefing the Vice President. I think she has no personality to be briefed on national security matters, particularly when these are of a highly confidential nature. No, she should not. You can reserve your briefing to the Vice President when the President becomes incapacitated. Okay. Sorry na lihis ng konti yung ating kasi medyo nagmamadali si Sir Bench. Annie, I've been to North and South Cotabato. Actually, na-assign ang father ko sa Cotabato for a long time, so I am aware of your province, and in fact, nakailang balik po ako dyan. Pupunta din po ako sa Lake Cebu ng madalas, at pumunta din ako dun sa Maitum Caves. So, another thing, marami po tayong archaeological sites na hindi po nagagawang tourism destinations. But there are several reasons for this. Number one, kailangan po may excavations na maayos, at dapat yung tourism dyan ay nakakatulong so that mas ma-further yung excavation, ma-further yung education dun sa isang site. Hindi dapat nakakahinder ng excavation at pag-aaral tungkol din sa isang archaeological site. Sige po, I really have to go kasi andito na po yung iniintay ko. Ulitin po natin, later on yung ating live, we can do a further live 2 days from now para pag-usapan pa ito. Marami po kasing magaganap within the next 2 days. Maraming salamat po dun sa yung mga hindi po nag-share. Paki-share naman po. Hindi po nag-follow Luminous by Trixie Cruz-Angeles and Ahmed Paglinawan on Facebook. Maraming salamat uli sa inyong pagtangkilik.